Hey everyone, welcome back to Poker Market Lab. Today we are looking at our old friend Crown Zenith. Probably one of the best specialty sets, if not one of the best sets out of anything in the last few years. An absolute monster of a set, beautiful artwork that has been really printed into the ground and is still starting to recover now. Let's take a look at the ETBs here. These are the regular ETBs, not the Pokemon Center ones. We'll look at those in a second. Pokemon Company has come back to reprint these boxes specifically multiple times. It seems like they're finally pulled back from that, but we're still getting some ancillary products like the Sea and Sky collection, which we'll talk about in a bit here. So this is a prime example of what Pokemon Company can do if they want. If we have a great product and they realize it's a great product, they will come back to that well multiple times. The problem is they don't always do that for reasons that are really unknown to us, right? But they came back, they reprinted this box multiple times. It looks like finally, hopefully, at least from the ETB standpoint, we're not going to get any more reprints. I hope, because we're almost approaching 2 years on this product. And the ETBs, the regular ETBs, have actually finally started to gain some traction. So let's take a look at the chart here. In the last year, we've had a good uptick on this product, 52% gain. However, when it started the year, it was pretty low. I mean, you could still get boxes under the $50, that $50 price point fairly regularly. And finally, now that Pokemon Company's left it alone, it's started to climb. But yeah, you could easily, I was picking these up for $40 consistently, and I was doing so heavily knowing it's a solid set. Even out of a regular set, even compared to a regular set, this is a great one to open. If you've ever opened this, there's just so many good cards. Almost every ETB you get something. It's just the pull rates are as perfect as you're going to get, I think, for an ETB set, for a specialty set. So looking again at the chart here, we can see sell volume has been really solid. Look at this, really consistent here. So there's still demand at this price point. And I would recommend, I don't think you're going to get any more reprints than this. So this is definitely a pickup, especially if you can get it around that $50 price point upcoming here on Black Friday. Now let's go take a look at the Pokemon Center ETB. This one has held up very nicely. Starting to see these dry up pretty heavily here, only 50 available on TCG Player. If you missed the boat on this, this is a solid one to get to put away in the closet for long term. Great artwork on the box. We have a different artwork on the box. I mean, similar styling, but there's enough difference on here to separate it from the regular box, which I think is something to really look out for when you're looking at Pokemon Center exclusive boxes. If there's something in the artwork that makes it special, that makes it different, that's something you go for, and this has that. So these I think these were standard printed. I mean, I don't think look at the price, it's not crazy, it's not like 151 levels. So this is, I have enough of them, but if you've missed out, I think this is a solid product to stack away if you're investing or you're collecting. So picking one up, if you can get one around here, maybe around $100, I think getting one to sock away for long term is, I think it'd be a good move. Look at all this ancillary product we got for Crown Zenith for this set. We got Sea and Sky as recently as a few months ago at a ridiculous price per pack. I think it was under like $3.50 per pack. So the pack price on them, being able to find product to open for cheap, is really, even with the ETBs being elevated a little in price, you could easily get packs under $4 to open. And that's, I think, why we've really had that resistance to any further increase in the ETB price. It's just because there's been so much product on the market. Like, just look at all this stuff. They've just consistently just kept pushing. Either if they weren't reprinting the ETBs, they're reprinting ancillary product. And, I wonder if there isn't a change in methodology from the Pokemon Company in terms of how they're reprinting things like 151. We haven't seen that ETB reprint, but we've seen it through the ancillary products, almost like it's kind of softening the blow of that reprint, which I think makes sense, right? I think it slows down that introduction of a product into the market, but it does push some product into the market, which I think strikes a balance. They didn't do that with Crown Zenith, but I wonder if 151, if they took a more adaptive approach to that and focused on the ancillary products. Just a thought I've had. Let's take a look at the total value of cards in set compared to some other specialty sets here. It's certainly not as hot as a 151 or even a Paldean Fates, but it does hold its own. It's got some fantastic art in it, and I think for the size of the set it is, I think it's held up fairly well from a price standpoint. The thing about Crown Zenith is the pull rates are very, very well balanced. Meaning from an opening standpoint, you're almost always going to get something of decent value, which is great for opening. But obviously that means the availability of those cards in the market is typically going to be higher, right? So that means the price is going to be stabilized and your overall total value of cards and sets going to be a little bit depressed. However, again, if that ETB starts to keeps climbing, that means that opening is going to happen less, and the availability of those cards is going to dry up. So if that demand stays there, which I think it will. I think the cards there's just some beautiful cards in the set. Then I think the pricing here on the cards, the singles, is going to start to accumulate better as well. Speaking of singles, this is your top 10 cards in the set. Some beautiful artwork here. This is very much a set you need to see in person, especially on these hyper rares here. Very beautiful in person. The screen just does not do them justice. The Mewtwo V-Star, absolutely beautiful card. Leafeon, fantastic. Just some really good arts. And again, there's always something here. There's not a massive chase. You get the Giratina, but there's not like a $300 card or anything in the set. But look at this. You get some amazing cards in the $50 to $60 range here, and some amazing cards in the $20 range here. So again, there's a decent spread. In my experience, you're almost always going to get one of these cards in your ETB or close. Yeah, at least on the lower end of the value range here. It's just a very, very fun product to open. And let's take a look at card values here. This is the story here. The thesis here is that from a price standpoint, they're very flat. Look, it's either barely down in 3 months, barely up. Volume is very nice, though. Look at this. You're selling, averages here for the last year, four per day, 5 per day. Very, very even. There's still demand here. So again, if that ETB continues to climb in price, that means less opening. That means less cards on the market. That means, some of these cards are going to start to accumulate in value here. I mean, even the Giratina, we get 100 on the market. It's not too bad, not too low, not too high. So if those start to dry up, that price is definitely going to start going up. So next 3 cards in the set. We got a Palkia, Dialga, and Leafeon. This Leafeon is one of my personal favorites of the set. Again, here, you've had a little bit of accumulation in some of these cheaper cards here. Again, the volume is just fantastic on these. You rarely see the top 6 cards in the set with a very nice even sell-through for the last year like this, which bodes very, very well for the set. It means even after almost a couple of years, there's still plenty of demand for the singles. There's plenty of demand for the ETB. If they had not gone back to the well and reprinted this ETB a couple of times, these boxes would be $100. No question about it, and the singles would be much, much, much higher. So I think, the thesis here surrounding this set from an investment standpoint, if you're looking to get some of this product, you could still find some deals, I think, possibly as we get closer to Black Friday. If you don't have enough to kind of fit your ethos regarding investing or collecting or opening, I would definitely pick it up. We're getting to the point of that 2 years where they're unlikely to go back to the well on ETBs. Ancillary products, maybe they continue to print the Sea and Sky collection, maybe. But that's a big product. That's a big one. That is one you get and you crack for singles, like just to hold on to the packs or you open. It's not one to store away. It is massive. ETBs are where it at, and ETBs are the gold standard anyway. So I wouldn't wait on this one. It's I think from a 5-year time horizon, this is going to be perceived as one of the best sets in the Sword and Shield era, for sure. It's going to be seen as one of the best sets of all time. It was fantastic to open. People are going to remember that experience. I'm a long-term investor. Nostalgia is important to me. I think it's important to keep in mind if you're thinking about a 5 to 10 year time horizon. People are going to love to go back to this product to open it. They're going to remember opening it. So do not wait on this one because it is a fantastic set. It holds a candle to anything that we've seen in the last 5 years and will be highly, highly regarded in the future. So that's all I got today. We will see you on the next one.